Olivia Wilde goes to hell. Do you want to know hell? I was watching this movie next to a couple who wouldn't shut the fuck up in the movie theater, and like 3 drunken douchebags on this side of me who wouldn't shut the fuck up either. Hell. I've been there. It's scary. The Lazarus Effect. So The Lazarus Effect is a horror movie that cost $10 to make, so if it makes $15 this weekend, profit. This one stars Olivia Wilde, Donald Glover, Quicksilver from X-Men Days of Future Past, one of the chicks from Once Upon a Time, and some other dude. And long story short, they're doing experiments with a serum that might bring people back to life. Olivia Wilde gets shocked and dies in the lab, and so they're like, oh, we need to do it. And then she comes back, but did she really come back? And she starts acting really creepy, and you're like, oh, is it like some demon that came back from hell? What I like about this movie, we're gonna get the positives out of the way first. It does have some creepy imagery. In horror movies, let's face it, you've seen it all before, and a couple of jump scares happen. I'm like, all right, guys, I've seen this shit before. Then some creepy imagery starts happening. I'm not even gonna say what it is because I don't want to ruin it for the people who might, against their better judgment, be like, you know what? I want to watch that movie this weekend. Some of the camera angles, you know, they're shining the flashlight and the camera's with the flashlight. And I was like, that's like HD Resident Evil shit. And I like the fact the debate happens in the movie where it's like, oh, when you die, is it just chemicals in your brain that makes you see the white light? Or do you go to heaven? In that, the movie has you wondering, is she possessed by some demon? Did she go to hell and a demon possessed her? Or is it science? Is it like she's unlocking her brain so she's like a really messed up version of Lucy? And that's what I'm here to tell you guys, that ultimately I felt like I was watching a horror version of Lucy. And at that point, the movie's kind of a mess. When things are happening and the horror things are happening, you're entertained for what it is. And then the movie tries to be some pseudo-intellectual bullshit. And it's not like it tries to give you enough information to have you decide what's going on. It gives you straight up conflicting information. And you're like, the movie doesn't know where it wants to go. Doesn't know what it wants to do. It knows that it wants to be a horror movie, sure. I mean, ultimately, the plot is silly. They're not even supposed to be in this lab. There's no way they're gonna break into this lab and do these experiments, but they do. Which is why movies should not give you that tear that makes you go, wait, you know what? Maybe I can just peel this apart a little more. Because you start deconstructing one thing, it quickly unravels. Like pulling at that thread in his shirt, and then soon you're like, oh crap, I just ruined it. I mean, the acting is functional. The dude who plays Quicksilver, he had a couple of really good lines where, you know, he's the comic relief in the movie. Then the movie starts wrapping up, and by the end of this movie reminded me of the end of the movie The Call, if you remember that. Seriously, man, I was like, this is just giving you shit for the sake of giving you shit so something can happen so it can cut to credits. In the end, guys, The Lazarus Effect is more or less what you think it's gonna be. It's gonna be a horror movie with some jump scares for sure. Not gonna say they're not in the movie, but there are only a couple of them. The imagery was actually really cool. You can tell the director wanted to legitimately be scary. And there's some cool parts, a couple of hair-raising moments. I'm not gonna say it wasn't effective, but was it good? No, it's still a messy movie, and that's the bummer. Because with where it looked like the director was going in the movie, it looks like it could have been that horror movie that made you walk out of the movie theater and go, holy God. Guys, you tell all your friends, you're like, it's actually way better than you think it's gonna be. The Lazarus Effect is still gonna be a good time if you're drunk. Yeah, now it's a party. Or so was she possessed by a demon, or was she just really evil Lucy? Or maybe demons use 100% of their fucking brain all the time. Well, that was intense. Alright, so The Lazarus Effect, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.